All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. And I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And I also want to say Shalom to the hopeful elect here in this word and truth and in sincerity. All right. So I just want to do a quick lesson dealing with the power that we once had, and don't know how the Lord took it away from us, but we will receive it again, in the Lord's time, man. And this was ultimately, this was inspired by this video I was listening to, by Elder Ayathan. He was going into how, Esau, Edom, studies these different animals and patterns, the technology from these animals. Like, for example, a plane is pretty much modeled after a bird, right? And Esau, Edom has different inventions. Like, he went into like how Velcro, is pretty much patterned after how a lizard's, hands are made, and that's how they stick on the wall. So Esau, Edom pretty much, do his diligent search and pretty much patterns his technology after it. But, nonetheless, these are things that Esau, Edom mimics, on the left-hand side, and it's all flesh, yet, what he's trying to mimic, we're going to get on the right-hand side, in due time, man, and it's going to start when Yahushai changes us into those new bodies. But this is Psalms 82 and verse 6. It says, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. We are gods, man. The so-called Black, Latino, Native American man are our gods. The word God just means judges. And we are gods under Yahweh and Yahushai. Right? And we're here, to order the earth under the Lord, man. But of course, our people are wicked at the moment. So, us judging the earth, in its perfection, is going to be ultimately in the kingdom. And that starts with the elect, But nonetheless, there was a time where, we had, supernatural abilities, power to fly, power to jump high, power to run fast and not get tired. Your favorite DC and Marvel character is really, patterned after the Israelite men. It says, verse 7, but ye shall die like men and fall like one of the princes, and that's why Jake dies at such a young age. As a matter of fact, we supposed to live longer, than what we do today. But because of sin, we die. We die quicker, like 50, 60, 70 years old, 80 years old. These are young ages, man. You see Jake dying, by these different diseases, and of course, these are all part of the curses. Genesis, the 6th chapter, right? And this goes into how we fell, from the glory of the Lord. Because when you read about the sons of God, these are the Israelites, man, before they were called Israelites. The Lord is always dealing with that line of the sons of Adam, This is Genesis, the 6th chapter, and verse 1. It says, and it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High, or the sons of the power, saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. You see, and this was after the flood, when the earth, started to repopulate again. I'm gonna say Jake, took unto themselves heathen women. And that's what it is. The daughters of men is pretty much talking about the heathen women, right? And multiplied the heathen women unto themselves. And that's when they started to go off, because they started following their gods. All right. Verse 3 says, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So he pretty much took, that godlike ability. He took his presence off of us, man. All right. It says, when I say he took his presence off of us, I'm talking about the supernatural things that we're able to do. The the ability to live longer, to do things that the average or the normal human was not able to do, man. Right? And that's why in the times to come, the Lord gives his men spiritual power. It's like him restoring, our abilities back unto us, man. All right? Verse 4 says, there were giants in the earth in those days, and giants is talking about men of renown, men of high stature. It's not talking about literal 12 feet, 13 feet men. Although men were bigger back then, you had 7, probably 8 feet tall men back in the days, because, we, everything was just, how can I say this? Better in the ancient world. The foods were bigger. The animals were bigger. So men were bigger. It's just through the process of time, things, just began to get smaller and die off, man. Right? But giants is talking about men of renown, all right? Famous men, because you got to think about it. Jake had the power to do things back in the ancient world, like fly and, run fast, jump high and do different things that the heathen couldn't do. Of course, all right, they'd be famous men of renown, just like you see today. You got guys, LeBron James, Ronaldo, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, these different men, Israelite men, that are famous for the sport that they play. And to the average person, they are like gods to them, man. Right? So that's what's being said right here. Men of renown, not 13 feet men, running around the earth back in the ancient world. It says, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. You see? Let me get this real quick. Men of renown, man. That's all it means. We all fall short. Let's lock here. Let's see. What says we all fall short of the glory of the Most High. Fall short. Okay, right here. It comes short. That's why I didn't see it. But this is Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. It says, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. You see? So we all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High. And Paul is really going into how that we're justified by Yahushua, not by the knowledge of the and not by the keeping of the law, right? So, I want to use the scripture to say, make a point of saying that, we all fell short, but through Yahushua's sacrifice, through Yahushua, we're gonna, be brought back to that glory, man. You see, and that's why, Jay got there saying that you don't need Yahushua. Well, hypothetically speaking, let's say that, in the kingdom, you're an average Jake, and every Israelite, it has been changed, got new bodies, spirit, they're good, and you're in the kingdom, looking at Jake in their high stature, you're looking at Yahushua, what you gonna say then? You know what I'm saying? Now I'm just speaking hypothetically. What you gonna say then? And these are the Israelites that were covered under Yahushua. All right, but you kept the law perfectly, so you don't need Yahushua, and now you're in the kingdom, and you're seeing, the Israelites in their glory. You're gonna feel dumb, man. All right? So, this whole thing where you don't need Yahushua, man, it's just Jake talking and pretty much them trying to heap on glory into themselves. All right? There's another quick scripture. There's another, kind. I'm gonna get these scriptures dealing with spiritual power. We will get our spiritual power back, man. And it's not a maybe, a if, we will. This is Isaiah 59:19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him. So even on this side, you got, men of the Lord that are going to receive spiritual power. The Lord's gonna upgrade brothers, man. All right. Like you probably can't fight, but guess what? The Lord's gonna, put that download in you. He's gonna put that download, the knowledge of, where to move you, how to move them hands, man. Let's go into what King David said. Psalms 44 and verse 4. It says, Thou art my king, O Yahweh. Command deliverances for Jacob. Through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name we will tread them under that rise up against us. And men like King David and the men under him, they acknowledged that Yahweh, was the one that delivered them. They acknowledged that, they didn't do anything on their own. Right? It says, For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. You see? Because King David was jumping over walls, man. Bending steel. All right? That's unheard of in these times. Steel metal is one of the hardest metals, and it's not easy to bend. But our forefathers in the ancient world was bending that shit like sticks, man. Like thin sticks. Verse 7 says, and like I said earlier, shit in the ancient world was way stronger than shit today, man. So how much more in these times where things are more fragile, that they're going to get bent. Verse 7 says, But thou hast saved us from our enemies, and hast put them to shame that hated us. In the Most High we boast all the day long, and praise thy name forever. You see? So, the Lord is the one who's going to get the glory once his power be seen. Let me see. King David also said how he had bent the bow. Let me see. I'm trying to find it. Where King David said, he right here, Psalms 18, the Wadi Abashim Shai. He said it in both Psalms 22 and 30, and 18 and 29. 2 Samuel 22 and 30. And these are the same thing being said. Scripture just reiterates it. I believe he was singing right here. But it says, For by thee I have run through a troop, and by my power have I leaped over a wall. You see? He leaped over a wall, man. This is the kind of things that they were doing back in the ancient world. To see somebody leap over a wall in these times is like a ooh ah moment. Like, whoa. So imagine you have, hundreds of men doing this kind of thing, this kind of power, man. Leaping over a wall, jumping high, running fast, man. Fastest man today would be somebody considered like Usain Bolt. But imagine the ancient one, you had hundreds of Usain Bolts, man. All right. Jacob really fell from that glory, man. Verse 30 says, As for the Most High, his way is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried. He is a buckler to all those that trust in him. For who is Yahweh Bashmi Shai, save the Lord? Or who is power, save the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Shai? Or who is a rock, save our power? All right. It is the Most High that girdeth me with the strength, and maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet. And hind, when you look at a goat, you see the way a goat is climbing. When we go on YouTube and watch those videos of goats climbing those mountains, man, and you be looking at it like, how is this happening? Well, the Lord gave them the ability to do these things, man. Right? And they do it every day, man. Goats climb those narrow walls every day, and you be like, how do they do it? And that's just a form of power, because you got to be stable. You got to be stable to do something like that. All right. It setteth, because our forefathers were climbing walls like that too, feet, hands, you know. It says, and setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hands to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. You see? So the angels, the angels of the Lord was with our forefathers, to break steel, man, to bend steel. How much more in these times, man? You got Esau making his robots. And he's gonna send them, right? He's gonna dispatch them, all right, to these Jake communities, ultimately the world, but these Jake communities gonna get the brunt of it. But that's why we're gonna need the Lord in the times to come, because these robots are gonna be vicious, man. All right, these robots don't have no emotions. All right, so they're just gonna be putting niggas down nonstop. And this is what Esau programmed them to do. All right. In verse 35, thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy right hand have holden me up. Yahushua, who sits at the right hand of the Lord, and thy gentleness have made me great. All right. So, these are all things that, we have done in the past, and we will do once again. Our power, we once had this power, and we will have it once again, man. So this is just a thing of hope and patience, and, truthfully speaking, I can't wait to see, the power, whoever the Lord gives the power to. I'm just trying to witness it, man, to see something that, is portrayed in movies and, movies and TV shows, right? Like the Superman with the ability to fly, shoot laser beams out of his eye. The Flash to run fast, man. These are all things you see in the movie, but, you want to see it in real life, man. Give glory to the Lord. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right. But, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakodash, and double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to those who elect here on this word of truth and in sincerity. Until next time, I say shalom.